Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vic. So today I'm going to be customizing the wigs that I bought on Amazon and demoed in my last review for you guys. I'm only going to be showing you two of the wigs. I'm going to be showing you how I customized this orange one that you see here and also this brown one that I got in my last video. I only am showing you guys two of them simply because the process is pretty much the same for all of them. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, how I made my wigs more natural with baby hairs and all of that, then just keep on watching. Also, please don't forget to subscribe. I did a giveaway in my last video, and this video I will be announcing the winner. And if you subscribe and keep up with my videos, I'll be doing more giveaways in the future, so you have a chance to win. But anyways, let's get on to the video. So first, as you can see, I'm just brushing out the wig, getting all the tangles out, and then I'm going to spray it with some dry shampoo to make it not look as shiny. This happens a lot with colorful wigs, like my orange one or my pink one. They look quite shiny and like wiggy. So dry shampoo helps with kind of dulling it down a bit. Next, I'm going to be taking a comb and just making the part more neat so that I can start plucking, and I'm going to be taking my tweezers to pluck the part and make it a little bit wider, more natural looking. I'm also going to be plucking the hairline before I start cutting it off, or cutting the lace off, sorry, with some scissors. The reason why we pluck the hairline as well as the scalp is because if you look at your own hairline, or here you can look at my hairline, you can see that it's not dense all the way around, like it's not the same density. You have baby hairs and you have like a little bit less dense, and then obviously as your hair goes further back it's more dense. So this is just to emulate that natural hairline. Also, it's really important that you pay attention when cutting off the lace, because the lace is very, very light and you don't want to accidentally cut any of the hairs off of the wig. That would be a mess. So now I'm just plopping the wig onto my head. I obviously haven't glued anything. I'm just making sure that I cut the lace close enough to the hairline so that I don't need to trim anymore. And then I'm going to take it back off and keep working. So as you can see, I already have my hair braided and in this wig cap. So right now I'm just putting some edge control on my edges. I'm using my Cream of Nature edge control, and I'm doing this to slick back my baby hairs because I don't want them poking out into the front of the wig. My wig that I'm about to put on is orange, and I'm gonna cut baby hairs out of that wig, so I don't need any of my hair to show. So that's what I'm doing right now, is just making sure that it's slicked back and out of the way. Now I am getting ready to plop the wig back on again, but first I'm going to put a little bit of foundation on the underside of the parting space of the wig. So I'm just putting a little foundation on the back of my hand, taking a foundation brush and just stippling it kind of on the underside of the wig so that when I plop it on, I don't have to put as much concealer in the parting space because I already have a light layer of foundation to match my scalp under the wig. So now that the wig is on, I'm just making sure all the clips are in place, everything's secure, and I'm gonna start parting off a little bit in the front on both sides just to get my kind of baby hairs how I want them. So I'm just sectioning off a little bit at a time. I don't know why I started parting so much at first. I'm not gonna cut this much in baby hair. Like honestly, I don't know why I do that, but you'll see that it'll become less and less hair in like the next few minutes. I don't know why I started out with so much hair, but you'll see in a second. I kind of got the amount of hairs that I want. As you can see, it's way less than what I started with. Even the ones closer to my ear, I'm not going to cut. But now that it's much thinner, I'm going to start cutting them off. So before I cut them, I like to lay a little bit of edge control towards the root of the baby hairs that I'm gonna cut. And this is just so that I can see how they're going to lay before I cut them, because I don't want to end up cutting them too short and it looking bad, or just too long or whatever. So I like to lay them on my forehead, like stick them to my forehead first and then cut them, so that I know how they're going to kind of sit on my face. I don't know if that made sense, but it made sense in my head. Now that they're all cut, I'm just adding a little bit more edge control and swooping them a little bit to see how they look, see how they're gonna play out, trimming a little bit more if I need to, using the comb side of the edge brush if I need to, and just kind of playing around with them a little bit. Now that that side is done, I'm just kind of unclipping the hair. Also, you know, I didn't glue this onto my head, so the lace, you can still see it and it's not secure, but you know, just, you know, disclaimer. But now I'm gonna start cutting on the other side, doing the same thing, starting with the edge control, laying the baby hairs, like sticking them to my forehead, and then snipping them in a diagonal motion, like downward, and then adding more edge control and swooping them and kind of just playing with them. You can make your baby hairs however you like. You can make them longer, you can make them thicker, it doesn't really matter, it's up to you. But this is just how I like mine. I also feel like the hairline itself can use a little bit more plucking, so I might go back in later and do some more of that. But not today, not today! So now I'm gonna take some foundation on kind of a small flat brush and stipple it into the scalp, or the hairline I guess, or the part, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm also taking my foundation brush a little bit over it to like blend it out a little bit, and using my fingers to kind of zhuzh it and blend it out a little bit. And then I like to do like kind of the flip over method with wigs like this, so I'm gonna take a little bit more foundation once I find a new part. Once I find it. Almost there. I'm using the tweezers now to part. Oh my god, I'm a mess. Look at me. So here I am just kind of fixing the baby hairs a little bit more. The edge control I was using like really was not cooperating today, but it's okay. We're gonna make it work. Now I'm just kind of playing with the hair, seeing how I like it. I'm thinking maybe I'll do a little bit of tucking behind the ear, or something. I know once I glue the wig down to like my head, it'll look a lot better, but I like how this kind of little piece in front of the ear, the rest tucked behind the ear looks. I think that's really cute. And that's how I personally would wear this wig, just kind of tucking a little bit behind the ear and doing the baby hairs and stuff like that. I also want to do another little disclaimer that I am not a wig expert. This is just how I personally like to style my wigs and make them look more natural, but in no way am I an expert. Like, in no way am I an expert. That's all I gotta say. This just needs to be glued to my head. Obviously, it's not glued, but this is what we're looking like. Once it's glued down, it'll look a lot better. Just imagine that this part is glued, and yeah, this is the first wig. I was gonna cut a little more baby hairs, but I'm just a little bit nervous too, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. This hair is so cute. What do you guys think? Here's the side. So I realized here that I wanted to put a little bit more foundation kind of at the root. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just stippling a little teeny bit of foundation at the root, like where the lace is, to cover it up. And then I also realized that after I found that new part, I forgot to put a little bit of foundation in there, so that's what I'm doing. The part is messy, but I kind of like it looking messy, so that's where we're at. So this is the orange one all complete. Again, I'll probably go back in and pluck the hairline a little bit more, but not right now. And I think it looks really cute. What do you guys think? Let me know. But let's move on to the next one. So for this next wig, I'm gonna be customizing for you guys. This is the Bobbi Boss Yara wig. It's in the shade 4, super natural looking. That's my natural hair shade. So first I'm gonna start with plucking the part. It already came fairly plucked, or like fairly wide, but I needed to pluck it a little bit more, and I soon changed my mind from plucking it with the tweezers to just kind of taking the hair with my finger and twisting it and yanking it. I felt like with this kind of lace it was better than using the plucking method with the tweezers, so that's what I'm doing here now, just using my fingers, twisting it around my finger and pulling upwards and just yanking the hair like from the root. So now that I have the part how I want it, I'm gonna just brush it out a bit and then start going in with the hairline itself and plucking that with some tweezers. So that's what I'm doing now. So now that I have the hairline and the part kind of how I want it, I'm going to start with cutting the lace off. So I'm just kind of holding it up and cutting along the lace using the hairline as a guide. Again, trying to get it as close as possible to the hair without actually snipping any of the hair off. Luckily, this lace is a little bit darker and the knots are a little bit darker, so it's easier to see where you're cutting in reference to like the orange wig, which was a lot harder. So I was about to plop it on, but then I realized that I forgot to do the foundation under the parting space like I did on all my other wigs. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just taking a little bit of foundation. I think I'm using my Fenty Beauty one, and that same little brush, and just kind of lining the part and making it look a little bit lighter. So after plopping it on, I realized that the foundation is pretty stark looking, so maybe I added a little bit too much. So I'm just using my fingers to kind of just zhuzh it a little bit and blend it out so that it's not looking like so foundation-like. And then I'm just brushing it out too to kind of blend. I think I got a little bit of foundation. I don't know if you see that little spot on my kind of lower down on the hair on the left hand side, but hopefully I can get that off later. That's gonna bug me though. So now I'm beginning that same process of sectioning off my baby hairs. This time I did a lot better of sectioning off less hair than I did with the orange one, because I started with literally like half of the hair trying to clip it back and make baby hairs out of it. So that's what I'm doing now. It's the same process, just sectioning off little by little and getting the amount of baby hairs that I want. So now that I got my baby hairs kind of how I want them, I'm gonna start doing the process of the edge control, same as last time, and then I'm gonna start snipping away. As you can see, I made one side of the baby hair shorter than the other because I'm going to swoop the longer hairs over to the short hair side, because I want the baby hairs to kind of cover the lace in the front where the part is. So that's why they're uneven, just so you guys know. Part of me feels like I should have just glued the wig to my head, because you can see it's starting to slip back on my scalp a little bit. But now I'm starting to feel like I have the baby hairs kind of how I want them to look. So I'm all done with this step. So remember when I said I thought I was done with this step? Well, you know, it takes some fidgeting and you kind of just have to play around with it, but I actually am gonna add another little baby hair right here. So that's just what I'm doing because I felt like there was a little bit of a gap. So that's what I'm fixing right now. See, that looks a lot better. Yeah, I agree. Good job, me. That's definitely like foundation or something that I got right there, and that little piece is gonna bug me. Maybe I can get it off with some water or something. Oh, look at me already doing it. I'm psychic. So guys, I believe this is the final look for this wig. This is how I chose to customize it, same with the orange one. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and found it a little bit helpful for my wig beginners. For the giveaway winner, it will be announced in the description box below. So check that out, see if you won. Thank you so much to all the people that entered. I was actually surprised with how many people entered. So thank you again so much. I will be shipping whatever wig you want of the 4 to your house, and I will be contacting you through Instagram DM. So just check it out, see if you won. Again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to see my future videos. And yeah, thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.